rush is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fields it right around the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. As the Texans offense runs out, we get a peek at the man under center. Second-year quarterback Davis Mills out of Stanford.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
There's a little bit of enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Throwing, Mills. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. To throw, Mills. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howard. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Mills can't get away, and down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. But let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush. Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. And here comes the Miami offense now, and it's the Southpaw in his 3rd season at the wheel for the Fins. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that, because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
In motion comes the tight end left. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So much for picking it up on the ground on third down. Third play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Tua on fourth down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Mills now looks to throw on first down. It's caught. Humphreys. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A first down throw for Mills. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Howard. Touchdown. O.J. Howard. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are on the board first here this afternoon. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge, a successful one. They need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal. Mills to throw it. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. O.J. Howard there to make the grab. And the Texans have taken the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Noah Igbenogany from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going, that's exactly what you're looking for.
Black Ultra.
Tua going to throw. That's going to be caught by Waddle. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They'll try it now with Mostert. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running, because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Trying to hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure you got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And this one's incomplete. The Dolphins at 9-1 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 66 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Falls out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
He went all the way into the end zone. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And ultimately he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
(7-7) our score after 1. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Here's Mills. Delivers another one to Pierce. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Watch out for Hill on the return. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
From midfield, here's Tua. They complete it to Hill. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It's another 1st down, as this time they get an even 20.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
2 now on first down. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. And a completion to Wilson. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Caught on the slant. And he's brought down. Tua to his Alabama teammate Waddle. First down, Miami. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Alec Ingold, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins have broken our tie as they take the lead. Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, first down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it. 6 points on the board. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback. Well, the final weekend of November is upon us. Boy, can you believe December right around the corner? It always seems to get here quickly. But coming up tonight, we wrap up the holiday weekend with the Packers and Eagles from Philly at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow night, we wrap up Cyber Monday with the Steelers and Colts from Indianapolis. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their 25-yard line. Mills. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Mills now. Finds his... And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
Years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
In motion, Hill.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. And he's got his tight end Gesicki in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
You got to figure it out by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Sanders now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback. And now out comes Houston. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Mills going to try and hurry the offense here up to the line. To throw again on second down. Mills. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, that was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
On third down, here's Mills. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Mills. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mills. This is caught. It's Cooks. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks, 48 yards. And the Texans have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Tua now on first down. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Tua. That's to Waddle on the quick slant. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
58, right over there. Yellow. 58, Mike, 58. 58, Mike. We got to get the ball, Steve.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
58, come on.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. In motion, Hill.
Right here. 58, come on. 58, come on.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
58, right over there. Yeah.
In motion, Hill.
Check. 58, Mike. Watch the pass. 58, Mike. I'm coming after you.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins will extend their lead here just before halftime. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now up to 14. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And no reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. first down Miami as they get set to start the drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Let's go 1-1. Check Pete. Here we go. Twist. Jim. Check 24.
Second down. Here's Mostert again. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running on 1st down with Gaskin. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Watch the screen.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Dancing to his left. And Tua going to slide to a halt, but he will have the 1st down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Dan. 58, Mike.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Mills on 1st down. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. They'll go option to the short side. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the 1st. First and 10, it's Pierce. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Jerome Baker there on the tackle. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. Down inside the 10. Then all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 40 yards. And the Dolphins take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing again on second down. Mills. And yet again, it's Howard with a catch. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
That he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. Working out of the gun, Mills. Throw left side complete. That's Pierce. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. Kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle, creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is Wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now, instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage your quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to pass. Tua. It's Hill, complete. On the move past the 40. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 67 yards. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the fourth quarter to grow that lead.
But I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull them completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. So they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was up. A while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Mills. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, I wish the staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it was me.
Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Throwing, Mills. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. And this returnable for Hill. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdown.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. He is going to find Hill here. He will have the conversion and more than that. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. The quick slant caught. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
2nd and goal from the 1. Edmonds will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown. But Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
On 1st and 10, Mills. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Mills to throw it. Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory down at the 31. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Mills to the air again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Pierce. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Mills throw complete here, pulled in by Howard. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Oh, they pitch to the tight end. It's a fake. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they'll throw again. Here's Mills. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. To throw, Mills. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Fairbairn good with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite. Make it to the 25. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. He's been almost impossible to bottle up. You see that number 10 on your screen, a big reason why they have the lead.
One of the guys that's being featured in this game and making sure that he's targeted because they do trust him with the ball. That's why they go back to him time and time again.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd down and 7. Here's Mills. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. This will be caught. It's Waddle. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
58, boy, 58, 58. Mike, let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Real green. Here we go. Ready, go.
Here's Tua. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
Tua sets up to pass it. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Sanders on for the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded right around the 8. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. One last shot from Mills. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the